Welcome back to Indian Trace. When I was thinking about revisiting a video I tried to make the other day that just got cut off about why I appreciate quartz more every day, I learn more about it here in North Carolina. Now, I'm going to show you something. I had an idea that I really need to show you because I know a lot of you guys don't find the crystal quartz. And so this one at the top, just as an intro here, I mean, there's going to be some nice ones here. I just want to show you this strip because this is my, if I can get it all in there just to give you a preview. These are crystal or vein quartz. I mean, as clear as a bell. Some of these, I mean, wait till you see the close-up of some of these. Unbelievable. But here's the story. And I appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. Hopefully I can show you some angles and show you some artifacts that you're not used to seeing or getting. I mean, my goodness, Great Basin man, his obsidian points that he finds is absolutely stunner. Makes me want to fall down on the ground. So we all find, I think, respectively, great stuff. This piece here at the top, that right there is the very first arrowhead I've ever found. Look at this here, impact fracture. When the light hits it right, you'll be able to see it. That just took the tip off. But when I found it, I thought it was a piece of glass, and then I said, oh my goodness, these things are around here. And so that was 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. Just a nice piece. So, anyway, lo and behold, when it comes to today, more and more quartz have come in. So you've seen that in Indian Trace. So let me feature some of these points that are either, if I can get the right exposure, clear, at least through half of it, one end of it. And just take my time with a few here so that I'll have to divide a video into two. If I can get this for you, hang in there. I'm trying to get the best exposure just to let you guys see what I'm trying to talk about. Half of these things. This one is actually see-through, half of it. It's not cooperating with me. Great little Marl Mountain though. If I leave it still, then I can get a better exposure on it. And now that I know the qualities of quartz, I know how devastatingly hard the material is in terms of how it would work. I found this one at the Cove. Nice little one, just a little bit smaller than a penny. And look at that thing, right? So as I move right down the thing, Notchville too provided this thing. Plenty of crystal, plenty of workmanship. Look at the base on this. Just some fantastic workmanship. I don't know if I can get the exposure changed. But my winter's slow right now. There's not a whole lot of sites open. I know that's true for a lot of you guys out there, but I know a lot of you guys are taking to it and finding some incredible things. Like Great Basin Man's Vacation or ditch walkers getting out there into the ditch and finding some smokers. But, you know, that's just the way it works. Times of famine and times of plenty, even with collecting arrowheads. I've always liked this one. I found it at Notchville. Of course, I find a lot of points at Notchville. This is a great Marl Mountain. Now, like I said, this has become an understanding where this crystal-based quartz is so rare. I mean, this one is a great piece from Crosslands. I don't even have to hold it up to the light. I mean, you see the gray through it right there. Until I see it afterwards, I can't be sure how my exposure's coming out, but I think this is going to give you the idea. Now, it's funny, these crystal points, these crystal quartz points are a little bit beat up here and there, but it's all I found. What you see here, you know, down this stretch, which is not a whole lot of points, maybe 10, is all I found. and I found quite a few points. And a lot of quartz, but not to these kind of grades. Found that one at the Hawk. And I'm trying to film this out of appreciation because I have, unfortunately, well, I guess it just happens by human nature, taking it for granted. I'm going to save the heartbreaker I want to show you till last. I'm going to show you this thing. Not a heartbreaker at all. I mean, this came from W Properties, and it's just a smoker. That was on film. There a lot of them were, but that's crazy, isn't it? Hard as can be. See my fingers through it? Great stuff. And like I said, when I found it, I just was like, okay, yeah, you know, they make quartz out of, they make points out of this stuff. And it wasn't as special as a lot of you have educated me to. So I want to show it in terms of it being special and share it, because I know a lot of you guys aren't coming across it. It's like clear white obsidian. It might be, it's probably harder on a scale, on a hardness scale than obsidian is, but I don't know the reality of that. This is a great point. Great point from the jump off. And I have a little tool, which is a teeny little hafted scraper. It's got a base on it here, where they hafted it in at the top, but that's funny. Little turtleback scraper was a beautiful thing. Even looks like a turtle, doesn't it? Or thumb scraper. They might not have hafted it, but that's why I have to believe what that is there. And the last one I want to show you, just not to make it too long, but to give you an idea of some of the quartz you can find here, and just happens to be awesome finds when you do, because it's fairly rare. As I review up the line of what we've seen, and that group up there, crazy, right? This is my biggest heartbreaker in quartz. Look at that thing, will you? Just crazy. You see how big it is? Thing of beauty, isn't it? Holy cow. And I've been back to that place. I always look for a tip that may fit this thing, you know. You know how it is. Sometimes you do find it. You never know. That's incredible, isn't it? So I keep that in my box, even though it's missing that tip. That is a piece of stellar artifact for sure. Because that's so nice, I think I'm going to end it with that. But just thanks for checking out the crystal. It's just something I have to be thankful for here, and I'm working hard not to take it for granted, because it is here in North Carolina in a great degree. But that's just two nice points right there. Put those things together. Thanks a lot for tuning in to Indian Trace. Hang in there.